Now, as you can see, the video on the screen right now is my own VSL course. It made me an extra $5,000 for my agency last month with less than 100 subscribers on my channel. And this exact video for my client generated him over $50,000 within just a couple of weeks of posting this video. So in this video, I'm going to break down the exact evergreen VSL strategy that I've used to generate over $60,000. So you can actually create a great VSL course. So let's get into it. So what makes VSL courses a great strategy to implement for your YouTube channel? Now, we all know like the usual YouTube funnel. So the usual YouTube funnel looks something like this. This is the funnel, and we have top of funnel, we have middle of funnel, and we have bottom of funnel. So top of funnel is basically broad videos. Okay, they're extremely broad. You're explaining a very broad problem for your ICP, just to attract people into the funnel. Okay, you get your prospects. This is your prospect. You get them down this funnel. Okay, and then middle funnel is just educational videos. Okay, and these are usually more boring than the top of funnel broad videos, because you can have less editing, you can have less scripting of these videos. Obviously, the more you go down the funnel, the more videos, or the more boring your videos can get without actually sacrificing any of the money you can make, because people that are going down the funnel are way more engaged, so they will actually tolerate less entertainment from your videos. Okay, so middle funnel videos can be boring, they can be educational, they can be these big micro videos, and bottom of funnel are basically any form of social proof. So they can be case studies, okay, case study breakdowns, client interviews, okay, interviews, any form of social proof. You can testimonials, maybe anything that can show social proof, any kind of social proof you have, that can be also bottom funnel videos. Now, this is the usual YouTube funnel. Okay, how does this tie back to our VSL strategy? Okay, I'm gonna tell you exactly how. So the VSL course is basically a 4-hour or 2-hour long course, basically 2 to 4 hours, and basically it's this entire funnel compressed into one video. So we take all this funnel with all these tiers, and we just compress it into 2 to 4 hour long video that attracts, nurtures, and converts your audience. So here's exactly how to do it. So basically, there are multiple steps on how we actually do it. So the first one, you need a broad problem, extremely broad. Like the kind of problem you didn't even create a video about because it would be too long. That kind of problem you think about, oh, this video gonna be too long to record. This is the exact problem you want to make your VSL course about. So how to actually sign agency clients, okay? Clients. Extremely broad video. You can go on for hours talking about how to sign clients, how to scale your e-com brand, whatever, all these things, okay? All these problems are extremely broad that you can create a 2 to 4 hour long video about. Now, the most important thing when it comes to topic choice, because you can create a VSL course about anything really, the most important thing is this broad problem needs to be relevant, okay? Relevant, remember this, take notes, please. Relevant to your ICP. If it's not relevant to your ICP, there's no fucking point of creating that course, because they wouldn't even watch it, right? So how is it relevant? Let me give you an example actually. If you're an ads agency, let's say, okay, and you sell to e-com brands who are making, millions a month, okay? They're making 2-3 million a month, whatever. If you make a course on how to run meta ads for e-com, no one's gonna watch that. You're not gonna attract your ICP. You're just gonna attract beginners who want to learn how to run meta ads, okay? Your ICP is already making money from meta ads. Like, no e-com brand making 2 million a month is not running meta ads. Like, all of them are running meta ads, obviously, okay? So you need to make, or to find, a relevant problem. So what are they actually suffering from? Maybe they're suffering from high CAC, for example. Their cost is too high to acquire a customer. Their LTV is pretty shit, maybe. Or maybe screw all that. Maybe they have an issue with their creatives, right? They don't know what creatives to make. Their creatives are garbage. They have high CAC and low LTV because of these creatives, right? So you want to create a course on, for example, creatives. So a creative masterclass. Now, this is just me guessing, by the way. So we can actually go ahead on YouTube and actually validate if there are free courses or VSL courses on creatives. Let's see. Okay, so here we are, YouTube, and boom, here we are. As you can see, there are actually winning courses on creatives. As you can see, how to make meta ad creatives. Now, this is not a VSL course. As you can see, this is one. As you can see, 2 hours, 20 minutes, 40 minutes, as you can see. And yeah, that's a winning one, actually. As you can see, an hour. So this is the way you want to choose your topic when it comes to this VSL course. Because if you just choose a broad problem, because I see a lot of people, create VSL courses, how to run meta ads for your brand. Like, bro, what the fuck? Like, you target ecom brands making 2 million a month and you're teaching them how to run meta ads as if they didn't know they should, or how to run meta ads. They already knew that, right? You need to choose a problem that's relevant to your ICP and broad enough to attract enough people into your funnel. So another topic is how to scale your ecom brand, okay, past like 5 million a month. Now, not a lot of people are going to watch this, obviously, but it's a good VSL course to create. And especially if it's like 4 hour long, that's going to attract a lot of people. They want to learn how to scale an ecom brand past $1 million a month or to $1 million a month or whatever. So you need to choose a relevant topic for your VSL course. It must be relevant. You cannot really create a VSL course that's targeting beginners and expect your ICP to just, come in and book a call with you. Now, obviously, if you create one that's targeting beginners, yeah, obviously you're going to attract your ICP, but if you want to maximize revenue, then you must choose a relevant problem. That's the first thing. Now, the second thing, how do we actually script, okay? And how do we produce this entire thing, okay? What's the formula behind this? So the scripting, it's really the same structure, okay? It's hook, body. The body's the tricky one, honestly. An outro. And the most important element of this entire course, it's not the hook, okay? It's not the outro, actually. It's so important. It's not even the body, actually. The most important element is the mid-video CTA, okay? And we're not even using one. We're using two mid-video CTAs. Now, why? Every single content guy on the internet is going to tell you should use one mid-video CTA, but with a VSL course, especially if it's long enough, especially if it's longer than an hour, you should have at least 2 mid-video CTAs. Now, why? Because you're going to present so much social proof, you're going to give so much info, that one mid-video CTA is not going to do it. It's not going to convince them enough to book a call. Now, what I recommend personally is you have 2. One in the first half and one in the second half. But if it's longer, if it's like 8 hours, because you're going to, like some people create 8-hour long courses. If it's longer than 4 hours, longer than 3 hours, I recommend more than 2. Because people do not watch this entire course in one session, okay? They watch it on like multiple days. As you can see, like, let's say there's Monday, they watch like an hour here, and then, Wednesday, whatever, they watch another hour, and they watch on multiple days. They watch it on weeks, okay? You think someone is gonna watch there for 2-3 hours just binge watching a video? That's not gonna happen, okay? They're gonna watch an hour and then, save the course. They're gonna go on with their life, and then they're gonna remember this course, and they're gonna watch it over the weekend, and it's on multiple days. It's a long process to watch this video. This video is not gonna be watched in one session. That's so stupid. So you need more than one CTA, mid-video CTA, and this is something a lot of people, do not implement in their courses, and it's a big mistake, because if you just give value, people are gonna try to implement it. You need to remind them that they cannot do it themselves. You need to remind them constantly, because if you only remind them once and they continue watching the course on the next week or something, they're going to think, oh, I can actually do it. They're going to think, oh, I can actually implement this. But you need multiple CTAs in the video to actually remind them that I can help you. I can give you the shortcut. You don't have to, sit there with all this info and try to do it yourself. You maybe fail. You have to remind them constantly that they cannot do it themselves. And this is so important. And that's how we made like $50,000 from one video. It's this exact thing, okay? And it's so important. Now, when it comes to scripting the body, because it's the most tricky one, I love this framework. It's called like the why, what, then how, okay? This framework I always use for all the videos, and it's even more important when it comes to like this VSL video, because first of all, I want to present the why. Why is this important, okay? Why do I need to learn this, okay? And then the what. What is this exact thing? What's the definitions? What's the concept? All these things. And then the how can I implement it? What's the actionable steps, okay, that I need to take in order to implement this and get it correctly, okay? So you can actually see a live example in this video. Like, I didn't get right away into like, what's the VSL course, how to do it. I didn't do that. I followed this framework. Why is this important, okay? What's the concept? How does it work? And then the how. Now I'm explaining the how. How can you do it, okay? And the way you want to follow this framework is interesting, because you can't just have why and what, like just 3 of them. You can't do it. You need to break down your broad topic into multiple subtopics. Okay, so a creative masterclass, let's say this is creative masterclass. Okay, creative masterclass. What goes under creative masterclass, or what goes under creatives? How to create actually winning creatives? Well, the angle. Okay, what's the angle of that creative? The script, the style, the format, whatever. And then you use that framework, the why, what, and how on each of these points. So why angles matter. I think everyone knows why the angles matter. Okay, but you can just explain briefly. What are the winning angles? What do they look like? How to find ones? Scripting. Why does it matter? Why? What does a winning script look like? Okay, what are some winning scripts? And how to do it? This creates desire. This is the most important thing. It's because it keeps them watching. Why this framework specifically? Because now they know why script is important. When you emphasize how important the script is, now they want to know how to do it. And then you show them winning scripts. You show them exactly what a winning script looks like. Now they want to know how to create, and then you present the how. And then you go on to the next point. And then you follow this framework over and over and over again. Now they're watching the entire thing. Now they're hooked. Okay? This framework creates desire. It creates engagement. It's so important to use. Okay? And you want to do it for every single pillar under this topic. Okay? Creatives, you want to break it down into 15, 10, whatever topics, subtopics under the main one, and use this framework on each subtopic. Now, once you have all that, you want to open like a Google Doc or something, and you just want to write down all of these things, okay? So you go creative, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all these subtopics, and then under each one of these subtopics, you just want to write another 3, why, what, and how. And then you're going to end up with like 2 pages, 3 pages document for this entire VSL course. And what you want to do, you want to create a presentation. This is like the production part that I'm going to explain now. And how should you produce this video, or how should you record it, is you don't want to just yap to the camera, right? I know yapping is good, but you want to have some sort of a presentation to get people engaged. What I recommend is you have a Miro board like this one, for example. As you can see, this is my free course actually. As you can see, big Miro. And the reason Miro boards are so effective is because it shows that you're a logical person. It shows that you understand data. It shows you understand logic. And it makes people understand the entire thing way easier than just, a Google Doc that are going to go over, or a presentation that you made with Claude. All these things, okay? So you need a Miro board. Now, obviously, you don't want to sit there and create a Miro board, yourself. But I have my own AI that creates them, but I'm going to show you how you can do it yourself. So the way you want to do it with AI is pretty simple. You just go over to ChatGPT, and you want to click down here on your profile, click settings, and then click on plugins, and then browse plugins, okay? And then you want to connect Miro, okay? Once you connect Miro, you can just go to the chat, and you can go through my videos, just take screenshots of the Miros of my videos, and just give it to ChatGPT and tell it, hey, I want to build a Miro like these, and for this video, and just paste in your video and create a Miro, create like a Miro board, take the link and go to ChatGPT again and just give it the link and tell it build it here, okay? And it's gonna start building it. Now, it's not gonna be perfect, obviously. You're gonna have to prompt it multiple times to actually get it right, but it's better than spending 4 hours just creating a Miro. That's the most ROI thing you can ever do with your life. So just do that, and it's gonna take like half an hour to create a Miro. If you want to hire someone to do it, that's absolutely fine, but expect you're gonna pay like $400 for a Miro, which is absolute waste of money. So anyway, that's the way I want to do it. Now, if you want to learn the scripting, how we actually script the hook and the outro, because also they're important, you can click the video on the screen right now where I break exactly how to script high converting YouTube videos. And if you want me to build your entire AI content system, guaranteeing you 10 to 30 qualified sales calls within 90 days or you don't pay us a cent, click the first link in the description and book a call with me, and I'll catch you in the next one.